Yeah. We are on. What are you doing? That's it. That's the hard start. That's the hard start. Is you punching that?
I felt Laurie come through me for that one.
Oh yeah, you did.
Hi guys. Oh, Jesus. And welcome to our Halloween Ends episode of Creep at 100. I don't think we have a lot of introductions to get through. It's me. It's Kinson. You know us. This movie's perplexing, and we should just get right into it, to be honest.
I think so, yeah. There's a lot to go. There's a lot going on, a lot of weird shit, a lot of new shit, and a lot of unique shit to this movie exclusively. So there's a fuck ton to talk about.
Yeah.
So let's just
We
go.
are not fucking around.
No, let's just go.
We're diving right in.
Yep.
So it opens up, and usually the Halloween movies open up with a very, very ominous composition with John Carpenter over the logos. This time, it's not. It's a DJ over the logos. It's Willie.
The Wurg. Isn't it? W-U-R-G or whatever?
It's The Urge. Willie the Kid from The Urge. Haddonfield's home for rock.
It was Wurg, bro.
So the logos open up with Midnight Monster Hop, which is pretty fucking cool.
Banger.
We get a Halloween title card. 2019, we're back in Haddonfield, Illinois. We see someone riding a bike. They pull up to this house. And this is our new main character, Corey Cunningham. He is on his way to babysit this kid. These the two parents. The dad has a name. It's Roger.
Yeah.
The mom is Mrs. Allen.
Oh, really? Okay, they never say it.
They never say it. And their kid's name is Jeremy. So their babysitter, Andrea, just last minute canceled. And Corey is there to fill in. Corey is their their landscaper. So he doesn't have great experience babysitting.
Yeah. He's just filling for the night.
Exactly. So yeah, we get a little bit of introductions to them. Mrs. Allen starts calling to Jeremy for him to come downstairs. We see the shot that looks up, and we see how tall this house is. And there's this it's almost like a spiral staircase.
Yeah, but it's like
big.
It's like peanut shaped.
Yeah.
It's like a spiral
huge.
peanut.
And it goes up maybe 3 to 4 levels.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely... I think, well, in some Victorian houses, they do that, and instead of having, an attic door or something, it just keeps going up all the way, so there's a direct line to...
Yeah, so that was...
1, 2, 3, and attic.
And that's what we do find out. There is an attic up there later on. But Mrs. Allen ends up pulling Corey aside, and she gives him, obviously, the emergency contact number.
Yep.
And she tells Corey, since 2018, and, Michael Myers, Jeremy has been afraid of the dark. So,
Okay, I just understood the timeline.
So this is 2019.
Yeah. But that was my concern, is because for some reason, in my head, all the events that followed after the opening sequence were right after the opening sequence, chronologically. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. There's no way this is the next year. Everyone's way too developed.
Yeah.
There's a time gap.
There's a time, yeah.
Because of the trial. Yeah.
There's a few time gaps,
Yes,
actually.
There is, actually, yeah. These are the ones I understood, but I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what do you mean 2019? Okay.
Yeah, so this whole sequence takes place a year after all the events in 2018 and Kills.
Yeah.
So the town is obviously still rattled. And you can tell that there's Michael has left his stamp there.
Oh, there's fear in the town.
Big time. So, the parents are talking to Corey, and the dad's a bit of a dick. He's like, listen, I hope you babysit better than you landscape.
Yeah.
This is going to be easy money for you, though. Just, have him in bed by this time. Don't watch scary movies. Just generic stuff.
Yeah, just kid shit.
Kid shit.
Yeah.
And
things you honestly just should be a no-brainer as a babysitter.
Yeah. So Jeremy calls out to Corey, and he's like, "You're gonna come play with me or what?" And this line, I think it's really cool. It's a little ominous. Corey turns towards the camera and he goes, "It's Halloween. We're gonna have a good time tonight."
I swear to God, I thought he was gonna say it's Halloween. Everybody's
entitled to one good scare.
And I was going to be pissed.
I think I'd get up. I'd leave.
Oh, when that happened, I literally I had the face I was gonna make. I had the eye roll and I had the ready. It was that noise exactly. I practiced it.
Dude, this movie was not cringy. I didn't cringe once.
I didn't either.
Once in this movie.
And I thought I was gonna have to because I thought he was gonna start with that, and I literally was gonna look over at you and be like.
I looked at you at one point in time. Well, I was just like, I don't remember though. I don't remember what sequence it was.
I know exactly which one I looked at you during.
We'll get to
But
that
we'll
then
get to
later.
it way later, yeah.
So it cuts to them watching John Carpenter's The Thing, which is campy as fuck.
Yep.
Because in the original Halloween, they watched the original Thing
Yeah.
with Tommy. Tommy and Laurie did.
All right.
And now they're watching John Carpenter's remake.
Crack break.
Bless you.
Great. Cool.
And Jeremy's kind of giving him shit because...
Well, we can turn it off if
We
you're
can
scared.
Yeah.
If you're scared.
And then they end up talking about Michael Myers, and he's like, "You're just scared because Michael's still out there."
Little kid's a cock.
Dick. And Corey's like, "Well," he starts fucking with. He's like, "He's gonna get you. Like he's the boogeyman. He's gonna get you." And the kid goes, "Michael Myers doesn't kill kids. He kills babysitters." He's right.
He is right.
He's right.
Babysitter killer.
And then they start fucking arguing, and then he calls him ugly.
Yeah, he said, "I'm not gonna listen to no ugly babysitter like you," or some shit like that, right?
He says ugly boy baby or ugly babysitter boy like you or something like that. I don't quite remember, but
Big
I
Aaron
laughed.
vibes.
I laughed out loud.
Oh yeah, big Aaron vibes right there. Big Aaron insult vibes.
So yeah, Corey gets up and they argue for a bit, but he gets up and he's just like me, bro. Corey's just like me. He gets chocolate milk from the fridge.
He's a big chocolate milk guy.
I'm a big chocolate milk guy.
He drinks
Me
it.
and Corey, we get each other.
He drinks it. Maybe chocolate milk is the reason. Think about every time he drank chocolate milk and exactly what followed.
Death.
Remember when he goes, yeah. Next time he does something, he drinks chocolate milk.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So he starts drinking his chalky milk, and he sees like a loaf, which I imagine is like a pumpkin loaf or something, maybe banana bread. I don't know. He goes to grab the knife. He starts to almost cut it, and he hears Jeremy scream, and he hears a thud.
It's zucchini bread.
Is it zucchini bread? Is that what you said?
Yeah, she goes, because he goes, oh, that she made zucchini bread. It's actually good this time or something. Remember when the dad shouts out
Roger's
back to her?
such a dick.
Yeah, okay. It's zucchini bread.
So he hears the thud, he hears the scream, he goes out, he sees a lamp on the ground. Jeremy's missing. I'm going to shorten the scene a bit because it goes on for a little while.
Yeah.
He searches the whole house and can't find him. He ends up hearing Jeremy start screaming. He sees that the knife is missing, and he starts to go up the steps. We see the knife on the steps. And when I saw that, I was like, I thought he was... My initial thought was Jeremy's going to pop out and accidentally get stabbed by Corey.
Oh, when he picks up the knife.
Yeah. That was my initial thought. But man, what happened was far worse.
Yeah, honestly, my initial thought was that I completely fell for what they 100% meant to do, which was like, Michael came back.
You fell for it?
I fell for it 100%. I thought it was gonna be like the final kill before he like retires. For
Vanished.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be there's like one more story or something, and then I thought that it was kind of gonna go along the lines of he was gonna kill the kid, then Corey was going to become like a killer to like I don't know because it fucked him up so bad or something.
Right.
And then that was gonna be what Jamie Lee Curtis harps on for the whole movie, and that's what starts it. I thought that was gonna be the plot.
Right.
I had that whole thought process just looking at a knife on a stair. But I did fall for that at first.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling. I didn't know this was gonna happen. So Corey ends up going to the attic, and Jeremy locks him in there because he's a little shit. Corey's freaking out because he's locked in this attic, and his parents are literally about to come home, like they're literally pulling up.
Yeah.
So he starts banging on the attic door, and Jeremy's out there just fucking taunting him. And he's getting angry. His parents walk in, and the first thing they hear is, Jeremy, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And then he busts the door open. The door hits Jeremy. He falls from that 4th story and lands right in front of his parents and folds. Like his body. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, he folds in half. It's a crazy way to open that movie. It's so gruesome, but like not gory.
No.
At the same time, like it's just like that. Like I know that you're gonna know what I'm talking about when I say this, but like it's like the things bending the way they
Body
shouldn't.
horror.
Body
Body
horror.
horror.
Is that the specific name for it?
I think so.
Yeah, body horror gets me bad. So like seeing that
caught me off guard. I didn't
like-
think they'd show a kid get fucked up like that.
I
either.
almost stood up. I almost stood up in the theater, like out of just pure like my body was gonna make me.
Yeah.
I'm grips in the armchair, when we're looking at that part right there.
And then like the parents run up to Jeremy's body and they're like, "What did you do?" And then we get our title card.
Hard cut to that.
Hard cut to a title card, and
so
like
good.
this title card lets you know how different this movie's about to be. It's blue. It's in the Halloween 3 season of the Witch font. The score is a little mix of 2018 and Kills.
That shit's gas. I'm not gonna lie. I was getting hyped. Did you see me?
Going nuts.
Did you see me playing the leg piano?
I saw you bopping.
I started going like this and like playing like the leg piano on like my girlfriend, and then when it hit like the dun, I would go like this and I would smack her leg real hard. And then I kept going. I was going ape shit, and then she was like, "Stop."
I really liked the opening title sequence.
I did too.
It was cool.
It was very unique.
Those pumpkins we just saw were badass. I got a little emotional listening to it because I thought to myself, this is going to be the last time I hear this. At least with Jamie Lee Curtis, because
she's not coming back.
She's not coming back after that. They may reboot it in the fucking future. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope. No. Okay.
Michael makes fucking money.
Michael makes money, and I could see them rebooting it, but as like at least this is what I hope for, is they redo it 100%. Like when they do same character, different story. I would kind of like to see Michael in a different environment and maybe not the exact same thing, just like redid.
You know what I would like to see? I want this to turn into an anthology series, like it was intended.
Isn't that what Season of the Witch did?
Yep. And not to jump too far ahead, but the ending of the movie talks about how evil changes shape.
It does.
Left it open for plenty of opportunities. However, I don't think Blumhouse has the rights anymore. I think this was their last movie.
Also, the new fucking Blumhouse intro
badass
was sick.
Oh my god! When I saw, you see Michael back there?
Yeah, in the tree.
Yeah,
and in the very beginning,
it like panned out.
The new Blumhouse intro, like it always like focused heavy on like the light in the window in the logo of the Blumhouse thing. But what it did, it was like a unique play on it where it showed Michael in the woods, and then it zoomed out through a window, and then
you
inside
saw like the
window,
Purge characters inside the house.
The Purge character zoomed out through another window, and it was like different Blumhouse productions. That shit was sick.
So cool.
I don't know if they've been using that on like maybe something else, more recent, and this is like just news to us.
I knew about it,
but that was the first time I ever seen it. So I was lit. I was like, this is sick.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool as fuck.
I knew about that.
Okay, cool. I just forgot that
I had never seen it in a theater, though.
Okay.
I had never seen it in a theater.
That was cool.
But after the opening sequence, we get, and this is amazing, we literally see the opening shot from 1978, like the Haddonfield shot. We hear the same Laurie's theme on the piano start, and we hear Jamie Lee Curtis start talking about Michael Myers and how he's been missing for 4 years, how he vanished, all like the chaos that he's caused, and it's like a little recap of all the events, which is really, really nice. We also get to see, after the Michael Myers recaps, we get to see that Laurie saw Corey Cunningham get arrested, and that Haddonfield really has not been the same since Michael Myers. Somebody had committed suicide at their house. They hung themselves outside.
I honestly, when I
thought it was like a prop to be Oscar at first.
Oh, that'd be fucked, bro. That'd be fucked. A year after, God.
That's what I thought it was at first, but then I realized when I saw
I also kind of thought that.
When I saw Lindsay and Laurie's reaction, that was a real person.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Lindsay Wallace is back. Lindsay's back, which was super cool.
Yeah. Honestly, I was under the impression when we went to like and we saw all the different like the suicide and there was somebody else, the two people that got shot in the head in the car.
Yeah.
I thought that they were gonna say this is some sort of like every Halloween you're now open to killing because you can just toss it off as Michael.
No, but you can't, because
I
remember
thought it was like mass hysteria that made people like there was a few murders per year now because of that.
Yeah, so we get to see these two people that were shot in like a car, and someone turns to another cop and he goes, "Do you think it was him?" And it reveals that Hawkins is there, and he goes, "No, Michael doesn't use guns," which was cool. I like that.
I did like that.
We find out that Allison's living with Laurie, and Laurie is writing a memoir.
which is cool.
Really cool. It's really nice, and like Laurie's really trying to forget the past. She's trying
I really like her growth.
hard. Yeah, I love Laurie in this movie. She's amazing. Might be my favorite Laurie Strode in this movie. Might be.
I think I might agree, actually.
And there's this really, really sweet scene where Laurie gives Allison, Karen, and Ray's rings on a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really sweet. I'm glad we didn't get to forget about them. Laurie's still upstairs writing her memoir when we hear an alarm go off. And it turns out that Laurie had overbaked a pumpkin pie, burnt the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
This shit had me dying in the theater, bro.
Yeah.
When she came running down the steps, she said, "Fuck, fuck."
Shit, it's a fucking pie. The next line actually made me laugh even harder is when they were when she was like, "You could have just bought one from the store," and she goes, "No, it's tradition. I want to bake you a fucking pie," or something like that. Dude, that shit had me laughing, bro.
Yep.
Cause that's just so Laurie Strode. Like that's just such her personality coming through. I feel like there's been a missing sequence of her actual personality because of such panic in the last two movies that we've not got to explore like her as a normal person.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I felt like this one, her like healing process has gotten her back to her personality at the beginning of 78.
You know, the more I talk about this movie, the more I actually love it.
I agree. I liked it when we left. You had a different opinion.
I didn't, but I'll talk about that at the
Yeah.
end here.
Okay.
Like, it was my expectation. It was the same thing with Spider-Man No Way Home,
Yeah.
where I felt very disappointed afterwards.
Yes.
But on my second rewatch, I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. It was definitely that same phenomenon.
So, we find out that Allison works at the Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, and she's leaving. She's literally just leaves for work. We then cut to Corey Cunningham. This is present day. This is 2022, by the way.
Yes.
This is 2022. I don't know if I said that. Corey's riding his bike to work. He works at a junkyard with, this is either his stepdad or his mom's boyfriend.
I do not know.
They really don't really touch on that. However, there is a relationship with his mom. His name is Ronald.
Yes.
And I like Ronald a lot.
I like Ronald a lot too.
He's super nice.
He was.
We then see Corey get into his jumpsuit, and he starts welding at the bottom of this car. And that's really about it. We kind of just find out what Corey does for a living right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
We then cut back to Allison. She's on her way to work, and she gets pulled over by her ex...
By her situationship.
Situationship with Doug, the cop.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a fucking weirdo. He pulls her over, and he's like, I pulled you over for being the prettiest girl in town. He's not even attractive. Allison's hot. Like, she's hot as fuck, and he's not.
And he's also old.
Old.
He's a lot older. It's very weird. Like, but you know what I actually did like about that? It's such a real relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't blink an eye.
This movie felt too real.
It was so realistic. Like
every relationship in this movie was like I was like, damn, this is how Halloween Kills should have
so
been written.
Believable.
It really is.
Everything in it is so believable, and I think it's honestly from a lack of characters. In this movie, there's so little to focus on in this movie that the last one tried to throw in like all those icon characters and all those legacy characters, so there was 15 stories to follow.
Yep.
This one, it honed in, talked about, maybe like 6 people as a group.
And there were really just 3 main ones.
Yeah.
We didn't even get a lot of Hawkins. We didn't get a lot of Lindsay.
No, we really didn't. It honed in, it focused on these 6 people to improve the quality, and it worked.
So yeah, after Allison's just like, I'm just trying to get to work, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Doug's like, well, the reason I really pulled you over is because your muffler is becoming detached. You should probably get that checked out.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, I will. Allison's real disinterested, so she drives off. I love this so much. The camera pans down on the bridge. It goes down, we see a homeless man just kind of vibing, doing his thing, and then it pans right to the fucking storm drain, and we hear the dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I loved that whole continuous thing. That's the first time that I felt that this movie gave me the same vibes as It and It Chapter 2. That is the scene that made me think that for the first time. Every single time in It and It Chapter 2, when like that dun 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 dun, whenever that song played, the vibe that was going on during that was this movie.
I felt that.
Yeah.
It's because you know what's in the sewer.
Yeah, it was very like...
you know that there's an impending doom in that sewer.
It was very Derry-esque.
Yeah. And I loved it. It really worked for this movie. It strangely worked.
God, it was so good.
So we cut to Corey getting to a gas station. He goes in, he gets himself his chalky milk, he comes out, and these high school seniors pull up on him, and they're like, hey, you know, we want to relax. I think they watched our fucking movie. In the dark.
Oh, didn't we have a line exactly like that?
Yes, they did. We did. Also, the creep it real fucking, that made me...
Someone said creep it real?
Yeah. Yeah, the fucking DJ.
Did he really?
Swear to God.
Oh, during his broadcast?
Yeah.
That we got...
Zoli looked at me like...
That's so funny.
So these kids pull up on Corey Cunningham, and they're like, listen, we want to relax a little bit before... I think they're in marching band. Because they all had, like, the marching band gear on. But one of them had a varsity jacket on, which I'm not really sure.
Yeah, had to be some sort of... No, I think they all are in... I think it was a varsity jacket for band. I'm not gonna lie, because all of them said that we're getting ready for the winter show or something like that.
Oh, you know what? That's probably it. I remember in high school, in my high school.
Jackets.
I mean, I could have got a varsity jacket for choir.
Yeah. No,
I said no.
Well, you can buy jackets regardless.
And you can get
you have to earn the patches.
I have the patch. I just don't have a jacket.
I think I have like two like academic scholar patches.
Anyway, so yeah, they're in band and they're asking Corey to buy them drinks, and Corey's like, nah, I don't want to. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
My man's probably on probation.
Yeah, and they start fucking with him. I was like, oh, I know who this is. I know this is Corey Cunningham. Mm-hmm. This is the guy that fucking kills kids.
Yeah,
this guy's a pedophile. Mm-hmm. And they're just really fucking with him, and he gets so fucking mad that he grips his chocolate milk bottle so hard that the glass shatters all over the place. Chocolate milk goes all over one of the kids, Terry. The kid's name is Terry, who's the main bully. He's the fucking dick. So the chocolate milk goes all over Terry, and they get pissed. They push him down, and when they push him down, the glass is still in his hand, so he lands on it, and the glass goes into his hand.
Yeah.
And that shit looked too fucking real.
It was crazy.
Chris Nelson, good job.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Shouts outs.
Yeah, so we see him pull this big chunk of glass out of his hand, and we hear Laurie go, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, Laurie's getting gas, and she sees this interaction go down.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, look who it is. And then they start fucking with Laurie.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
These kids start fucking with Laurie. And they end up calling them the Psycho and the Freak Show.
Yeah.
They end up going into the gas station. Laurie walks up to Corey, and she's like, which one are you? The Psycho or the Freak Show?
Yeah. Very Laurie-ass line.
Very Laurie-ass line. And I fucking love it. I love Laurie in this movie.
Yeah.
And they get to talking. She sees that his hand's fucked up, and she pulls out a knife. And she's like, listen, do you want me to do it? Well, no, it's not that. The line is, do you want to do it, or you want me to? And that line comes back into play later in the movie.
Does it?
It does.
Okay.
And this shit, when it comes back, my heart started beating. I got so scared. You'll know what I'm talking about when we get there. So, Corey takes the knife and slashes one of the tires on Terry's car.
I just got it. I just remembered which part it is.
Laurie and Corey get into Laurie's truck, and Laurie takes him to Haddonfield Memorial Hospital to get stitches. So, she brings him in. Allison's there, and they start they start fancying each other a little bit. We then meet Dr. Mathis and Deborah. Dr. Mathis is the main doctor at the facility, and Deborah is on the same level as Allison. She's a little bimbo.
Yeah.
Very bubbly, very... Help me describe her. She's something else. I know people like her, though.
Yeah, she's very pick-me.
Yeah.
She's a very, like, pick-me girl. She's kind of like... You know when, like, the girl in your high school was, like, kind of, like, the popular girl who was kind of, like, low-key a bitch, wants to go into nursing? It was her.
Everyone knows that person.
Yeah.
Everyone.
That's what I'm saying. That's them. That's them.
So it cuts to Allison and Corey and Dr. Mathis in this room. And Dr. Mathis is looking at the hand, and he's like, yeah, we're going to stitch you right up after we get these glass shards out. And the whole time, Allison and Corey are just eyeing each other.
Oh, they're eye-fucking the shit out of each other. It's crazy.
And at one point in time, Dr. Mathis sees it, and he's like, she's cute, isn't she? Yeah. And Allison kind of panics and drops everything on the ground. Dr. Mathis gets pissed. He leaves. Allison starts picking up the glass out of his hand, and then we cut outside. My man Corey trying so hard to impress her. He's already working on that muffler. After getting his stitches,
Literally.
he's working on that muffler. And he's like, yeah, I can't really get it. You have to bring it into my shop. And then they end up talking about the motorcycle that they're building. Well, that they just built. Him and Ronald.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ronald gives him a motorcycle in one of the scenes. Like, it's a real quick scene. He basically gives him a motorcycle and is like, all right,
it's yours. Don't tell your mother.
Yeah, it's yours. Don't tell your mother. And also, stop fucking showing up late. You're riding a bike. You can get here a little faster on this. Stop showing up late.
Yeah. So he has this motorcycle. And Allison's like, motorcycle? You want to teach me to ride it?
Mm-hmm.
She's smooth. Allison's smooth.
Kind of.
She made a really bad joke, though. That one the two-tired joke about the...
Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut that shit out of the movie.
No, I liked it because Corey didn't laugh. He was just like...
Yeah, he just like was like, oh.
And her reaction made it even funnier because she was like, too tired.
Yeah.
And the silence got me.
Oh my god, it was so awkward.
I got secondhand embarrassment for
Which
her.
was super real though.
Yeah, it was.
good.
It was. So it cuts back to Laurie's new house. Lindsay, Allison, and Laurie are there. Laurie's carving a pumpkin. Allison and Lindsay are playing with tarot cards. She ends up pulling the Death tarot card, which Lindsay said, a new phase of life is about to start. And Lindsay explains it to Allison as, forget Doug. I think it's time you pursue Corey.
Yeah.
I think this is what that means.
Yep.
Which is cool. And then I don't know what this line was, but it cuts to Laurie, and she's like, you just need to find someone that you just want to rip your shit off and show them your tits.
Yeah, bro.
And she takes the pumpkin guts and throws it
Throws it on the ground. Weird ass.
I laughed. It was
so weird.
so random.
Yeah.
So it cuts to Corey back at his house. He's having dinner with his mom and Ronald. His mom is a fucking bitch. She's so fucking
weird, bro.
She's weird. She's overprotective, and she's mean. She's
where he gets it.
Yeah.
Genetically? Can't you see like the parallels between them?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it gets bad. I mean, like I'll save that for later once we actually get into the stuff.
Just
I don't
know
wanna spoil anything.
she's like mentally abusive, and you can tell that the relationship with her and Corey isn't well.
And physically.
I was gonna get to that later, but yes. So Corey gets a little mad. He takes a little joyride on his motorcycle. And we're back at the junkyard. Sorry, back at the junkyard. This is the next day. He's on his motorcycle, taking a little joyride. Allison comes to the junkyard, and she's like, hey, will you fix my muffler? He's like, yeah, sure. And then, he ends up teaching her how to use the motorcycle. And then Terry shows up with his dad, the bully.
Yeah.
And they're getting the tire repaired, and Terry sees Corey. Not too much happens there, but we also see that Terry's dad's physically abusive. Smacks him.
Yeah.
Smacks him right there.
Yeah, it's classic like rich kid bully has a shitty father figure, which is why he acts out.
Yep.
It's very that situation.
And Corey really doesn't want to fuck with it. He's like, yeah, I should probably get back to fixing your muffler. And Allison says, listen, I don't care about the fucking rattle. I came to see you. We then cut to a grocery store. Laurie's doing her shopping. And we've run into Frank Hawkins. Frank's at the meat counter. He's trying to get his meat, and Laurie sees he has no vegetables. She's like, you don't really fuck with vegetables, huh?
Dude, Frank Hawkins looks old.
Oh my god, yeah, he looks old.
That man looks bad. He looks decrepit. I don't understand,
I think it's the hair. I think it was just the way they styled it.
Maybe, dude. He looks like, oh my god. He looks like that history teacher. You know what I mean? Like the common,
Listen,
old-ass
I was going to
history
say a
teacher.
name because he looks just like the one from our school.
He does. He does. He did look like the one from our school.
Almost identical, actually.
Yeah, he looks old as fuck. And Laurie looks younger in this movie than I think she did in Kills.
It's the hair.
It is,
And
the
it's
hair.
the good lighting. It's not
It
that
is.
shitty ass
Very
hospital
nice.
lighting.
Yeah, when that shit, when it's shown on her in her little study area when she was writing the book, I was like, wow, she looks very nice. She looks
great.
very good. And then it showed her Frank, and I was like, oh, yo. I was like, that time jump is showing numbers right now.
All right, Frank.
Oh,
They're on
oh.
their usual bullshit, bro. They flirting.
Yeah, they are flirting.
Hard.
It shows that man doesn't eat vegetables. And his look.
So they flirt, you know.
Mhm.
Frank starts talking, you know. He's like, you know, I feel like I have a second life after surviving.
Mhm.
I've learned how to play guitar. I'm learning Japanese on Rosetta Stone. And he says something in Japanese. He says what? I forgot my.
He says, I forgot my shirt. Or pants.
It was hat. Or hat.
Or hat, yeah.
I don't really remember which one.
Yeah.
And Laurie, she goes up to her checkout counter and she starts, you know, they're still, you know, they're having conversations. Laurie's kind of telling her about Allison and Corey.
Chirps and...
Yeah, and
Sure.
Laurie goes, I like your face. I like seeing your face.
Yeah.
And
She's flirting.
Hawkins goes, so do you.
They
I
should-
do too. Oh, yeah. The,
Little
got a
hair
haircut.
twirls. Yeah, she's like, I got a haircut.
Just chopped it all off.
Starts twirling her hair around. Damn, bro.
That she had me cheesing in the
She's
theater.
putting
bro.
the moves on, dude.
I was cheesing in the
Oh,
theater
was
at that
funny.
point.
I heard you laugh at that.
So, Laurie, you know, they have a good encounter.
Mhm.
Laurie's cheesing. She's leaving the grocery store. Someone stops her. She's like, why are you smiling? What'd you get in there that made you smile so hard?
Yeah.
And she goes, excuse me? This should hurt a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like, it cut deep. She goes, you tempted a man. You taunted this man.
Mhm.
Now my sister can't speak. She can't walk. We see that Sandra's there in a wheelchair from Halloween Kills.
Yeah, the one that got
This is
stabbed
the one
with
that,
a light bulb.
Yep. Her throat is just destroyed. She can't talk. She can't walk, and she's just there. And Laurie's like, I'm. What am I gonna say to this woman?
Yeah, like, I mean, there's nothing you can say.
And then Sandra's sister's like, it's your fault this happened to my sister. And Laurie's just about to start breaking down, and she can't handle it, so she starts walking away. Frank comes out, and she's like, Laurie. Laurie gets into her car. She starts crying. Frank comes over there, and she's like, listen, there are these cherry blossoms I want to see. I think you should come see them too. She's like, that sounds nice. That sounds nice.
Yeah. Interesting spin on Kills and Halloween 2018. It's an interesting spin that people are now like against Laurie.
I know.
And you know what? I didn't get it that first time. And then when Allison, they later have a conversation about it without saying anything, is when I first started to get it. Basically, they're against Laurie for inducing the panic that caused so much.
Yeah.
And that's a very interesting spin that I did not expect.
Yeah. So we, after that really emotional scene, we get a little bit more of Willie on the radio.
Yeah.
We hear a little bit more about him. He's like, he says a really cool line. It is a line, excuse me. It's Halloween night. Something about preparing for the boogeyman. Grab your knife for the fight.
Mhm.
Great line. Do not like Willie though as a character. He's a dick. We then cut to the this bar party that Allison and Corey end up going to, and they're having a good time. Corey's getting fucked up.
Oh, yeah, he is, dude. He's dancing.
Yeah, Allison's fucked up. They're having a good time. They're dancing. And Corey, so Allison's dressed as like a sexy cat. Looks good on her. Corey's a scarecrow. Looks good on him.
Yeah.
And Deborah's there. I forget what Deborah is, but she's there. She starts dancing up on Corey a little bit, and we don't really see her again.
She's like a devil, I think.
I think she's a devil, yeah.
I think she's a devil.
So we also find out that Lindsay Wallace is a bartender there.
Yeah.
And she's serving drinks, and she's like, Allison can be with whoever she wants to be right now.
Mhm.
And Allison's like, I want to be with him. So sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tonight, I'm with him.
Yeah, and they get obliterated.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So Corey goes, they have a good time. So Corey ends up going to the bar, get another drink, and Mrs. Allen is there.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you having a good time dancing tonight?
Oh, dude. That made my heart drop.
Because
When she
that felt
looked over-
so fucking real, too.
Dude, yeah, when she looked over, she's like, I can understand that rage of like not knowing what to say, and so you're just like, oh, you're just out having a good time, just dancing.
Yeah. And Corey's like, I'm sorry. Like I like he didn't know what to say.
Oh, he has no idea what to say.
And then she's like, are you sorry for killing my son? And she basically just starts attacking him.
Yeah, she starts going in.
Yeah. And, like, Lindsay has to literally break them up. Like, Lindsay's holding Mrs. Allen back, and Corey obviously leaves. I would leave, too.
Oh, yeah, I'd be gone.
And this movie, this is where it feels really, really real to me.
There's been situations with us where I've ran into somebody at the bar, and the entire party of 8 people, we all leave within like 3 minutes. Like, it goes fast.
No, I've had situations like this where I have stormed out of a place and had my girlfriend have to follow me and like was like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
This felt so real.
Oh, yeah.
So real.
Yeah.
So Allison chases after Corey, and she's like, listen, I don't see you as this kid murderer. I see you as a person.
Yeah.
And Corey's beaten up on himself. He's like, I don't, like, here's the difference between me and you. You survived Michael Myers. I killed a kid.
Mm-hmm.
The town looks at you and sees that. They look at me totally different.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, Allison, I think we're done.
Yeah.
He continues walking, and Allison just, and man, that just felt too real. Like, it felt, I felt like, the acting in this is superb.
It's very good.
Superb.
Extremely good. He does a great job.
Oh my God, he's incredible. And Allison's acting chops have grown tremendously.
Oh, 100%.
Tremendously. So Corey's walking home, and he gets to that bridge that we saw earlier. These Terry and the goons pull up on him. And they're,
second time she's been left at a party. Allison.
She stormed out the first time.
Second time something like that has happened at a party, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I just...
But there's a difference between Cameron cheating and him getting attacked by a woman.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So, the bullies pull up on God, again, we're saying Cameron now. Damn it. Corey. And, they start fucking with him.
Mm-hmm.
As per usual. And they're like, yeah, we're just here to make amends, you know? Kiss and make up.
Mm-hmm.
That's not why they're there.
No, they're being dickheads.
Yep. I can't remember the other bully's name.
Oh, the dude with the weird ass haircut.
Yeah, the mullet and the bleached eyebrows.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll call him.
I don't care to know.
We'll call him Bleached Eyebrow Boy.
Yeah, bleached eyebrow boy.
He's got like a wrench or something. And Terry's just like fucking with Corey. And eventually Corey pulls out the knife Laurie gave him. He's like, just back up. Like, I just back up.
Mm-hmm.
Bleached eyebrow. Bleach brow. Great name.
Bleach brow.
Knocks the knife off the bridge down by the storm drain.
Mm-hmm.
Things escalate. One thing leads to another. They throw Corey off the bridge, and they're like, oh my God, we just killed a man.
Mm-hmm.
They all hop in their car and go. Camera pans down, and this is where you see Michael. You barely see him. Like, he's off screen almost.
Yeah, I don't even know about this.
You see him for the first 40 minutes in the movie. We finally see Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Michael kind of walks up towards Corey. The homeless man's down there, too. It's crazy that Michael hasn't killed that homeless man. Crazy to me.
We know why.
Because, yeah, he kind of brings in people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the homeless man brings Michael people to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So, Michael drags Corey into the sewer. And Corey blacks out. Mm-hmm. And this is where we're going to take a break. We'll see in a little bit, guys, where Michael Myers actually has something to do with the movie.
Right. Hey everyone, this is Kinson from the Creep It 100 podcast. Today I'm here to talk to you about Skillshare. Skillshare is a platform where you can explore thousands of hands-on creative classes to better yourself in any area. These areas include TV, film, animation, creative writing, music, design, illustration, photography, anything you could think of. Whether you're here to just learn a new skill or learn how to start a small business, they have classes for everyone on Skillshare. Exclusive for our listeners, guys, you can go on and you save 50% when you sign up for an annual plan. Make sure to click the link in our description below to sign up for your free trial and join Skillshare today. It really is one of the best places to learn any new skill, and I promise you guys will not regret it. Sign up for Skillshare today.
Alrighty, guys, and welcome back. Things are about to get fucking real. We finally see Michael Myers. And we're just gonna pick it up from there. So Corey wakes up in the sewer, and he's confused. He's like, what the fuck? He's surrounded by rats and water. And
Yeah, there's
just-
like a rat peeping at him
It's-
when
it's-
he wakes up.
It's like nibbling on his ear.
Fucking ew, bro.
So Corey wakes up and he's like, he realizes he's in the sewer and he's just like, what the fuck? My man tries to make his way out. He gets real close to this, like, it's like a big tunnel. Think of it like a big tunnel,
Yeah.
and there's like passageways.
It's one of the big
throughout.
storm drains.
Yeah.
Which you can like walk in.
Yeah, so he passes through one of the passageways, and Michael lunges out, grabs him by the throat.
Yeah.
They make eye contact. Michael stares at him for a minute, and it's almost like there's a mutual understanding of each other right there.
There's a recognition of a killer.
A recognition. Michael looks into his eyes and sees that he killed a kid.
Yep.
Corey looks into his. Corey's freaked the fuck out because he's face to face with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Michael just drops him, lets him go.
Yeah.
Corey runs out of the fucking drain. He's just like, what the fuck? And the homeless man's out there. He's like, he let you go?
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
What the? He's never let anyone go.
Yeah.
And then he's like, did you get it? Go in there and get his mask for me. Because I'm Michael Myers.
Yeah. Weird.
And he pulls out a knife. He grabs the knife that
That fell
that
off
fell.
the bridge when the guy smacked
yeah.
it.
So he pulls out the knife on Corey. He's about to kill Corey, but the tables turn, and Corey kills him. Stabs him a few times.
Yeah.
And this is where Corey's descent into madness begins. Corey goes home. His mom starts screaming at him. She's like, where have you been? Have you been with that girl? You smell like her, all this shit. And he goes himself. He locks himself in his bathroom. And he's just looking at himself, and he does not look the same. You can tell he's got the evil eyes.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the evil eyes now. That's what happens when you fucking kiss Michael in the sewer.
Yeah.
So, cut back to the next day. Allison's at work, and she finds out she doesn't get this promotion that she was up for. Deborah did.
Yep.
We find out why later.
Yeah.
Kind of messed up. We cut back to Laurie. She's finishing her memoir. Well, she continues writing on it. It's really not finished yet.
Yeah.
And hopes her book will end up helping people. She hears a motorcycle pull up. She looks out her window, and it's Corey watching, just like Michael did in 1978.
Yep, right behind the bush. The
Right
bush scene.
behind the fucking bush.
It's like it's basically an identical shot. It's a hybrid between the bush scene
And
the
the
up in the
clothesline
window and the
scene.
clothesline
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
It's
exact
an
hybrid of that. Really cool. Really
Yes,
cool.
very
So
cool.
Laurie, she sees him and she goes downstairs and she comes out and he's not there. And this is kind of when you realize that there was a transfer of evil here
Oh, 100%.
because he appears behind her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. I was like, damn, what the fuck? Shit kind of scared the shit out of me too.
Yeah. When I saw that, I literally was like, "Oh shit, are we about to go to like a weird supernatural aspect where like Michael transferred powers?" into that?
to some degree,
degree.
I think we got to like it's
think we
very
did.
minuscule, but it's there.
Yeah, it's unsaid.
And he doesn't get the immortal power. He thought he did. We'll
I-
get to that though. We'll
Yeah,
get to that in a little
yeah,
bit.
I think that's a major problem.
So he comes up from behind her. He's like, "Hey, I'm here to see Allison." Scares the shit out of Laurie. She's like, "Oh, okay. What happened to you? You look terrible." He tells him he got jumped by the bullies and all this stuff. Allison comes out and she's like, "Corey, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "Listen, Allison, I just want to go on a walk with you. We should talk." So they go on a walk and he's like, "I killed someone." Allison's not really thinking. She's probably thinking about Jeremy.
Yeah, that confused me. And then
You gotta think that guilt. I think from Allison's point of view, I think that she thinks that the guilt of killing Jeremy is really bugging him.
yeah,
Little does she know, 30
No.
minutes ago, he killed a homeless man.
yeah, literally.
So they go to Jeremy's old house, and Corey explains how it happened. I don't need to re-explain it to you because you just go to the fucking beginning of the episode. Thank you. But Corey, he like sits where Jeremy died, and it's really fucking weird. He like sits on the bloodstain as he explains this to her.
Yeah.
So, while this is happening, Laurie visits Corey's mom. And this is real fucked up, too. They have a conversation like, "Yeah, well, Corey's seeing my granddaughter." And it's like, "Yeah?" She's lucky to have Corey. He's handsome and he's sensitive. And she's like, "Well, okay. What?" Like,
Yeah, she's like, cool.
like, But then Corey's mom kind of turns it into this thing where, because your boogeyman vanished, Haddonfield needed a new one, and they picked my son to it.
Yeah.
Made Laurie feel like shit.
Yeah, she left.
And she just left. She didn't even finish the conversation. Laurie left. She's tired of this. She's tired of being accused.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
She also says that she doesn't like Corey going out all night with Allison and all this stuff because she's a overprotective mother. She's kind of sucks.
Yep.
And the line was, since your boogeyman disappeared, they needed a new one. We then cut to the diner, where Allison and Corey are having dinner, having a good time, getting to know each other, and Doug, the cop, is there. He comes up to them, and he's like, hey, Allison, you owed me a call. Where's that call? And she's like, guess I did owe you a call. And he just keeps kind of persisting, and Allison's just like, listen, I'm with somebody. And he's like, oh, well, sorry to intrude, but it's my friend's birthday. There's some cake over there if you two want some.
Yeah.
Allison goes, we're good. Doug persists. Corey gets irritated, and he yells, we're good. Leave us alone. They then have a little bit of beef right there. Corey gets up in his face. The cop is pretty composed, actually.
Yeah.
And he's just like, listen, we're cool. I'm going to go back to my table.
Because he calls him the kid killer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he brings up Jeremy, and that's what pissed Corey off.
Yeah, because at first she said we're good.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I know you. And then and then he was like, fuck you. Got up in his face. I would too, bro.
I would too.
The way that cop was talking.
Yeah. He deserved that.
Necessary.
He deserved that. So, after that whole exchange there, Doug goes back to his table. And one of his friends like, hey, are we gonna have to fuck this kid up? Doug goes, no. I got it.
Yeah.
Allison and Corey go outside, and they're just like, Allison says, let's burn it to the ground. Corey says, I'll light the match. Which essentially to Allison means, let's leave Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Corey takes that literally. So they go back to Laurie's. They kiss a little bit on the bike, and she's like, hey, why don't you come inside? Corey says, maybe another night. Man's got willpower. Better than me. So Corey goes to the storm drain.
Yeah.
He thinks him and Michael are buds.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this is my new boy.
Yeah, I think he's more curious right now than anything. He's like, well, why didn't Michael kill me?
Yeah.
So he goes, the cop follows, and they kind of have a little scuffle before the storm drain.
Yeah. And
it's really creepy because you hear, like Corey gets the upper hand and knocks him to the ground, and you hear Corey laughing as he goes into the fucking storm drain.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, and you know what's in there. Obviously, because we talked about it. So the cop goes in there with his flashlight. He's looking around, and he's looking to beat Corey's ass. He ends up finding Corey, standing up pretty high on something. And he's just cheesing. Bro.
It's just weird.
And Michael comes out of the fucking darkness and attacks the cop. Michael's weak as fuck.
He is.
Weak as fuck, which is cool because, he did get his ass beaten kills.
He got his ass beat, and he's been chilling in a fucking storm drain.
Yeah.
For, 4 years?
Yeah. I forgot to mention, the cop found the homeless man's body.
Yeah, right when he showed up.
But right when he showed up, yeah. Michael's having a little bit of trouble taking this cop down. So Corey jumps down and bops him on the head with a flashlight, knocks him to the ground. Corey gets behind him, holds the cop, and he goes, Michael, show me how to do it. Michael grabs his rusty knife and slains fucking Doug right then and there.
Yep.
And there's this, you can kind of tell, from the last movie, Laurie says, the more he kills, the more he transcends.
Yes.
You can kind of feel he's gaining power there.
Oh, it's...
Like, he starts shaking and shit.
He's shuddering. He puts the knife in, and my man,
Yep.
He has, a chill up his spine.
And the more he stabs, the stronger he gets.
Yeah.
I really like that they showed that.
I did like that.
That was cool as fuck. So after that whole sequence, Corey goes to Allison, and he's like, hey, listen, I got a question. Did Michael Myers let you live, or did you escape? And she's like, Well, my mom saved me.
Mhm.
And they have this whole conversation about that, and they end up going upstairs for a little good time.
Mm-hmm.
So they wake up. Well, Corey wakes up. Allison's still asleep. He sees his scarecrow mask is on the counter. So he grabs it. He heads out. Laurie goes to the bar where Lindsay is, and she's like, listen, something's not right with Corey.
Mhm.
He's watching me, like Michael was
Mhm.
in 1978.
Mhm.
And she's like explaining to Lindsay that she sees the same evil in Michael
Yeah.
that she saw. That she sees it in Corey that she saw in Michael. Excuse me.
Yeah. She says she sees it through his eyes.
Yeah. And Lindsay's like, listen, there's someone here I want you to meet.
Mhm.
It's Roger. It's Jeremy's dad.
Yep.
And he's like, listen, I wanted to forgive Corey. I was on my way to forgive Corey.
Mhm.
I saw him on the street. The man I saw was not Corey.
Yeah.
That man's going down a dark path.
That whole scene, I had chills the whole time. When Laurie was like, I don't understand his eyes. It doesn't make sense. Like, I can see evil in his eyes. And then Roger even says, he says, I don't know if you're about to get to it, but he says, the man that I knew before that night.
The man that was there when my son died is not the man that was walking on the street.
He said the dude who used to the dude that used to mow my
That's what it
lawn
was.
didn't kill my son. The man I met on that street,
he's going down a dark path.
Yeah, that was crazy. I loved that fucking scene.
Yeah, it was crazy. We then cut to Dr. Mathis's house.
Mhm.
He walks in, and Deborah walks in behind him. You're like, oh, what's going on here?
Little cocktail dress.
Yeah, she looks good.
A little blue short one.
Yep. She looked good. She's looking good for him.
Yeah, she is.
So we kind of find out that she's been sleeping with him.
Yeah.
For the promotion.
Yeah.
They're having, he pulls out an expensive bottle of champagne. He's like, you know what? You go ahead and take a shower, freshen up for me. I'll meet you in the shower in a little bit.
Yeah.
She goes to the bedroom. He's got her this nice ass fucking gown, bro.
Oh yeah.
She puts it on.
Little present that says
Congrats on the promotion. It's just like, God,
yeah.
what a sick
What
dude.
a dickhead.
Deb turns on the shower, and then she hears like a fucking ruckus.
Yeah.
She goes outside. She sees that there's a bunch of glass by his pool.
Mhm.
She turns on the light, and this shocked me. Corey Cunningham's out there with his fucking scarecrow mask on, stabbing Dr. Mathis in the fucking throat with a plastic bag over his head.
Yeah. Over.
So, Corey sees Deb. He gets up. He starts to pursue her, but she kind of gets the upper hand here. She slams his hand in like the sliding glass door.
Yeah.
He pulls it out. She locks it. He starts banging on that shit. She backs up. She starts to dial 911. As she's dialing 911, the door opens behind her. And this is my favorite scene in the movie, I think.
Really?
Michael walks in. So Michael and Corey are working hand in hand now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Michael walks in. He grabs her by the throat. He takes her a few meters
Oh yeah.
up against the wall, picks her up just as he did with Bob in 1978, pins her to the wall the same way. And while this is happening, Corey's just out there like mimicking his movements.
Yeah, he's like almost being like, okay, so then you pull up this way.
Yeah.
And like he's learning. Like he's taking this as a very serious learning
Yeah,
opportunity.
like Michael's his mentor.
Yes. And no, that's what he like becomes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Dude, that scene, if it's not my favorite, it's top 3.
This is the one that got me being like, so this is not a copycat movie.
No.
This is a team up movie between this fucking psycho and Michael. They had like a meet cute and a storm drain, and they just decided to be like murdering boys.
And it was cool.
It was super
It was
cool.
so cool.
Super cool.
And I'll get to that later. So yeah, they kill Dr. Mathis and Deborah. And we cut to Allison and Corey on a bike. They go to the radio tower, and they're sitting on the roof. They're chatting. They're having a good time. They're talking about leaving Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Corey mentions, like, hey, this is, like, where I like to come hang out. This is where I feel like I can kind of escape everything.
Mhm.
This light, this beacon, reminds me that I can come here.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like his little escape. And Allison's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I have one of those, too.
Right on top of the urge.
Right on top of the Urge, baby.
The Urge radio station. And the light he's talking about is literally the radio tower of the Urge.
No, yeah, it is. And Corey kind of gets this idea that he's got the Michael Myers immortality here.
Yeah.
And he's like, watch this. And he jumps off the roof onto a second story nonetheless.
Yeah,
like, it was one story, he jumped down. And he jumps down from there, and he hurts himself. He's not Michael Myers.
No.
Allison runs down, she's like, what the fuck? Are you insane? Like,
Yeah.
why did you do that? Willie the kid comes out, and he's like, what are you guys doing? Like, stop fucking around on my property. This is private property. If you get hurt here, I can get into trouble. And he goes, oh, I know who you are. You're Corey Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
You killed that kid.
Yep.
I know all about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Allison's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he looks at her, and he goes, who the fuck are you talking to? I know all about you, too.
Bro, that line was so hard. I know you don't like him, but him saying, I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, but I do know who you are.
Yeah.
That shit was hard. And then he just starts listing shit that she did.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro.
Oh.
She bitches him out he bitches her out so hard that she literally is like, and then he said, what did he say? He said, all right, now get the fuck up out of my property
before I fuck y'all up.
And then she goes, oh, okay. And then leaves, bro. She got bitched in that scene.
And then right after that, Allison's like, listen, Corey, I want to leave Haddonfield.
Yeah. That pisses him off.
There's not a lot for me here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing but trauma here. So, Corey goes home. His mom just starts screaming at him for being out late.
Mm-hmm.
So, you smell like her again. You're out late.
Yeah.
She smacks him. Regrets it instantly, kisses him.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh.
Weird scene.
Man.
Weird scene.
Man. Corey's not having it.
No.
So, he's kicked out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron's there, and he's like, listen, buddy, I really hope you do find love.
Mm-hmm.
Ron really does want good things for Corey.
Yeah, which is why I like Ron throughout this whole thing.
So Corey ends up spending the night at Jeremy's old house. He wakes up to a couple thuds just...
Mm-hmm.
He wakes up, and Laurie's in there with a chair up against the wall, and she just keeps kind of rocking back and forth. Mm-hmm. That's what the thud is. She's like, it's nice to see you, Corey. And she starts talking about this concept of there's two different types of evil.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that threatens your tribe. And there's the evil that's within you.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey's like, am I a bad person? Are you a bad person?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, we're both fucked up.
Yeah.
We're both fucked up here. Well, listen, Allison's not equipped for this relationship. I don't want you to be with her. He gets up, he's pissed. He's like, well, you're the one you invited me in.
Yeah.
You're the one that put me here.
Yep.
And then, Michael starts heading up. He looks up the steps, and he says, do you want to do it, or you want me to?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, if I can't have her, no one will.
Yeah.
He looks back, and she's gone.
Mm-hmm. Do you think she was there in the first place?
Oh, she was there.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
The way they lined that up almost made it like a hallucination.
No, she was there.
You think?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because later in the movie, Allison says, I know you talked to Corey. That's the only reason.
She doesn't say anything back. She doesn't say I did. She looks almost confused in that scene, which is what made me think, oh, maybe it actually
was a
is a
hallucination.
hallucination.
Nah, I think she was there.
The way she, like, superhuman just vanished like that made me skeptical.
Well, you got to think it wasn't a superhuman. He was up talking towards what
He
possibly was
was going like
Michael.
this.
He was talking, and she had enough time. Like, he's fucking insane. I said what I needed to say. I spoke my piece. I'm out. I'm dipping. I'm going to go through this window.
Could be.
That's what I think. So, Corey tells Allison it's time to go. Can you meet me at this place at 9?
Uh-huh. The diner.
The diner, yep. So, Corey goes to Michael. He's like, listen, there's something I want from you. And he attacks Michael. Mm-hmm. Michael's got the upper hand for a bit. Like, Michael's throwing him around.
Yeah, yeah.
But Corey gets Michael to the ground and takes his mask off and bolts.
Yep.
Michael lays there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does the classic sit up, which was
classic
so
sit-up,
cool. I mean, I was expecting it,
Mhm.
but like the longer it didn't happen, I was like, is it gonna happen? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. It was cool. So, Laurie catches Allison packing her bag. She's like, come on. I see Michael and Corey. You're making a mistake here. Just listen to me. I'm trying to protect you, Allison. And she's like, listen, you in this town are not about to kill the one person that makes me feel something.
Mhm.
And she kicks her out of the room. We then cut to Corey on the way to the junkyard. He passes the bullies see him, and they chase him to the junkyard.
Mhm.
They see his bike's kind of laying there, but he's not there.
Mm.
So they're like, all right, let's chain his bike up, and let's just drag it until there's nothing left of it. So 3 of the kids start chaining up the bike. The one kid's in the car, and then Terry's like, all right, start driving.
Mhm.
He's not driving.
Mm.
He's like, all right, come on, let's go before Corey comes out. So he goes up to the car, and we see that he's impaled through the eye with like a rebar.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's
Jesus.
dead. Beach brow, dead.
Beach Bro's
Gone.
dead.
Good. Those kids sucked. So he's like, oh my god, he's fucking dead. And as they say that, a tow truck turns on.
Damn, bro, you're actually getting blown up over there, huh?
Halloween Ends came out. I figured people would be wanting to talk to me about that shit.
Damn, bro.
I had 3 calls last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a video, I just looked over there where Mark's phone is sitting, and I've literally just seen message. It's got 55 notifications already.
It's not a big deal. I'm just gonna ignore most of them anyway.
Thanks. Now that y'all made us famous. All right, so sorry.
So the tow truck turns on, and there are 2 girls there, and they start running. One hops the fence, and halfway through one of them hopping the fence, Corey smacks it down, traps her under the fence and under the car.
Yeah. Ugh.
So one of the other girls is like, "Come on, like let me, like I'm gonna help you." Corey gets out of the car with a wrench,
Yeah. Mhm.
gets her.
Yep.
Girl's still trapped under the car.
Mhm.
Terry runs inside and sees Ron. Ron's there.
Yeah.
He's like, "Help me."
Yeah.
Ron grabs his pistol. He gives Terry a rifle. They're like, "Come on, let's go out. Let's see what's going on."
Yep.
Ron gets over to the car. He sees Corey with the Michael Myers mask. And
Yeah.
He's just like, "Corey, like, what's going on?"
Yep.
Kid runs out with the rifle. He's like, "I got you, you fucking psycho." Aims the gun. Ron stands up because he's trying to protect Corey. He gets shot in the fucking head.
Yeah. Do you think?
And then after, Corey vanishes behind his body.
Yeah. Do you think Corey would have killed Ron?
No.
I think that was a hesitant moment.
I think his mask off was for a reason.
I agree.
I don't think Ron was gonna.
I don't think Ron was going to die until that mistake of fucking Terry.
No, you could tell. You could tell Corey didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah. Because he wasn't lunging at him. He didn't do anything. He was literally just standing there
With the mask off.
with the mask off. Yeah.
Corey puts that mask back on.
Yes.
Terry runs up and he's trying to help the girl that's trapped under the car. And she's like, "What happened to the other girl?" Terry goes, "She's dead." And then the girl looks up. She's like, "You're basically dead too now."
Yeah.
Oh, this was hard to watch.
This was one of the craziest ones.
Corey takes his wrench and knocks Terry to the ground. You remember that blowtorch I brought up earlier?
Mm-hmm.
He lights that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Burns his face.
He puts it in his mouth
Puts it in his mouth, yeah.
and turns it on. That shit's insane.
Yeah.
Bro. You can literally it's one of those things where you're watching it's ground level, so you're watching the girl that's trapped under the truck.
It's a rack focus, so you don't really see
Yeah, so Terry's out of
clearly.
focus, but the girl under the truck is in focus.
screaming.
And so you just see the blowtorch going into his mouth, and
Like-
he's just putting it farther and farther down. It's so fucked. It is insane. It's honestly might be one of my top kills in the entire franchise.
Damn, really? You liked it?
Might be. I loved that shit. That one, and then the one we'll get to later.
'Kay.
Yeah.
Well. So.
Well, next. Actually, I think.
Well, Corey Corey kills all the kids. He ends up stomping on the bitch that's trapped under the car and runs her over. And he goes to his mom's house.
Yep.
Walks into his mom's house. Michael Myers mask on and all. He's feeling it. He's feeling like the shape.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls up the knife. It cuts back to Willie, the kid, at his studio.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving a show. He's doing a show. He's on air.
Yeah.
We see Corey pull up.
Mm-hmm.
Mask on, still dressed like the shape.
Yep.
Walks past the window. Which is a cool ass shot.
I like that shot, yeah.
And he looks so much like Michael there. It's crazy.
He does.
He's like, he's got the movements down and everything.
Yeah, he does. He's been learning.
Yeah, he's been watching. Willie doesn't see it. He's so focused on his work. Corey walks in, kills his secretary. Willie doesn't hear it because his headphones are on.
Mm-hmm.
Corey enters the room. Willie turns around. He's like, "Oh, who are you? What the fuck are you doing here?" Corey grabs his head and starts slamming that shit hard as fuck on that countertop until his jaw is like unhinged.
Yeah.
His tongue's hanging out. Corey grabs his head, pulls it back, takes scissors out of there, and cuts his tongue off. His tongue lands on the record that's playing and just starts spinning.
Yeah, it's spinning, and then when it hits the tongue, it skips.
Like, yeah, it skips. It skips. When the needle hits the tongue, it like bounces up.
Oh my god! Until it doesn't, and then it starts catching on the tongue and flipping the tongue over.
Yep, and like you can hear, like Allison hears this on the radio. She's like pulling into the diner as you hear the song going, yeah, and it's just like,
oh my god, crazy kill.
Oh my god, yeah.
Which is what we talked about it right before, but this is a prime example of, like you said and like I said, that Corey and Michael kill so different. Michael, like you said, is so calculated, and he's like he just is a planned killer.
I wouldn't even say planned. He's
maybe
just
not planned, but like
he's more of a. I said this. He's more of an apex predator.
Yes.
He's not really. He's not rageful.
When Michael walks into a room, he knows he's winning, but he's just figuring out how he's gonna win.
Exactly.
When Corey walks into a room, it's for a vengeance. He wants to kill people, and it's a rage-based kill, and you can tell by how aggressive they all are.
Oh, he wants them to suffer.
He wants them to fucking suffer, which is why he left that girl under the car to watch all of her friends die. Which is why, instead of just stabbing that dude, he put a blowtorch in his mouth. Like, he's a rage-based killer. And it's insane.
It's nuts. It is nuts. So we cut to Allison at the diner. Like I said, we hear the record scratching on the radio.
Yeah.
She gets inside and she's waiting for Corey.
Mm-hmm.
We see a call from Laurie. She picks it up. She's about to answer. She doesn't.
Yeah, she says it halfway.
Yeah.
She's like, nah.
And she's like, Laurie leaves a message. She's like, Allison, she's like begging Allison to come home.
Yeah.
While she's begging Allison to come home, and I like Loki actually started to cry at this part. It panned up, and we saw the picture of Annie, Linda, and Laurie on the steps.
Yeah.
That shit got me.
Yeah.
That shit got me. So, after so long, Allison's, she's like, where the fuck's Corey?
Yeah.
He's not here like he said he'd be. I'm going to start looking for him. So she begins her search for Corey. Laurie, in the meanwhile, is drinking her whiskey. She finished part of her memoir. She's got it all lined up. She goes to get her gun. She calls 911, and she goes, listen, I'm calling to report a suicide. Here's my address. Make do with that information what you will. She takes the gun. She puts it up to her head. She starts walking around. Corey's in the house. Corey hears that phone call. Corey's right outside her bedroom window. He hears the gunshot, and we hear a splatter. Laurie's resourceful, and she's smart. We know this. She shot a pumpkin. Corey opens the door to check, and she goes, do you really think I'd kill myself?
Yeah. Dude, that got me too.
Because that was not what they showed in the trailer.
That got me too. I thought she killed herself. No, you know what I thought, actually? I thought when the shot hit the wall, I thought she missed. I thought she went like this, and then like that. I thought she did one of those, and like did it in another direction. But I thought she was really gonna do it. Because am I crazy, or was there an actual thing that said 911? What's your emergency? When she was on the phone, did it play that or not?
It probably didn't. It was probably just like it was probably just her side, because.
Yeah, but I felt like there was like underneath it. I felt like there was, but I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I literally just watched it this morning.
Yeah, I can't remember because that's what gave it like validity in my own head. But then I was like thinking about it, and I was like,
The call was
did
real.
I actually hear that?
The call was real.
Was it?
Yes.
So there actually was.
There was an actual call.
Okay. To get. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
It's calculated.
Yep.
Because she knew that Frank would call Allison.
Uh-huh.
So, it is calculated.
She also knew if there was a call from Laurie Strode talking about a suicide, cops are on the fucking way.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. It's a big name in the town.
So, yeah. She says, "Do you really think I'd kill myself?"
Mm-hmm.
Bah! Bah! Shoots 2 rounds into Corey.
Yup.
Corey falls back.
Mm-hmm.
Falls off this, like, I guess it's like a 1-story high step.
Mm-hmm.
So he falls off like
She
almost
gives the parallel
of what happened to her. Yeah.
and what happened
To Michael.
To Jeremy.
Oh, and Jeremy too, huh?
The little kid, yeah.
There's a lot of falling in these movies. So he hits the ground. Dude's in pain. Like he's not immortal like Michael Myers. She comes down. Corey takes off his mask. And she was like, "I tried so hard to find compassion and mercy for you."
Mm-hmm.
She takes her gun, she empties the rest of the fucking clip in the wall.
Yep.
She goes, "If you came here to kill me, do it."
Hard.
Allison starts to pull up to the house because she hasn't found Corey.
Yeah.
Corey repeats the line, "If I can't have her, no one can." Takes his own knife and stabs himself in the throat.
Yeah.
Laurie starts freaking out because Corey just beat her at her own game. She ends up grabbing the knife from Corey's throat as Allison walks in, so it looks like Laurie killed her.
Mm-hmm.
And she has tunnel vision. She obviously can't. If she would have taken some time, she would have saw he was dressed like Michael.
Yeah.
She would have saw the mask.
Fucking mask
Why
was
would
there.
Laurie have that? Why would Corey be dressed like that?
Yeah. Also, this was completely fueled by the fact that her and Laurie had just had a huge fight earlier that night, right? And when Corey called her, he said, "Your grandma's trying to kill me."
Yeah, he set
He
that
wants
up.
to kill me. And so that's why he knew if I kill myself, it's immediately going to be on her. Because I already told people she wants to kill me. So if I end up dead, it's her fault.
Yep.
So, like, everything that he was saying, he manipulated to end up being, like, correct, quote unquote. But, like, he orchestrated the entire thing. She was just like, "Watch out."
Yeah.
But he was like, "Oh, she's trying to fucking kill me."
So Laurie starts breaking down because she can't even convince Allison at this point. It's way too convincing. Laurie starts breaking down, and Allison I think she only says "you." Walks out and leaves. Gets in her car, starts driving. Laurie just starts wandering around her house, just having this mental breakdown. We see the back doors are open. Back door's open. Okay? We see somebody grab the Michael Myers mask off the ground. They begin to reach for the knife. Corey's still alive, so he grabs that person's hand. Surprise, the person above him is Michael Myers. Michael kills Corey. Michael finishes the job.
Mm-hmm.
Laurie Strode knows something's up.
Yeah.
She casually just walks past the hallway where Michael is. Michael sees her.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't see him.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cuts to Allison. Allison sees the radio station on fire. Man burn it to the ground, literally.
Oh, 100%.
Literally burnt that shit down. She then gets a call from Frank Hawkins. She's like, or Frank is like, "Hey, are you with Laurie? We just got a call from the house about a suicide."
Yeah.
So Allison gets back in her car and she books it home. We cut back to the house. Michael's looking for Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking. And this is the first time since '78 that Michael's actually went and seeked out Laurie. Because he didn't seek her out in 2018. That was Sartain.
Yeah, he was led there.
Yeah. This is the first time since '78 Michael was seeking out Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a scene I skipped early in the movie where I totally want to touch on this. I just don't think I wrote it down. Where Corey and Allison go upstairs to, make love. While Laurie's watching, Michael's watching her.
Oh,
from
yeah.
the tree.
Oh, yeah.
And she sensed it, so she looked, and he was gone.
Nah, he dipped and made a noise.
Yeah. Oh, that's what made her
Is
turn.
what made her, like, turn. And then she's just, like, looking, and you can tell that she has, like, that fear of, like,
Michael's back, yeah.
I know what that fucking sound is.
Michael's...
She's not dumb, bro. Keep in mind, last movie and 2018, you see the preparation she's done in life and the training she's done.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't go away. The second shit starts hitting the fan, all of that comes back to mind. So any, like, movement like that, she's on it. She knows what the fuck she's doing.
That scene, dude, I didn't expect Michael to be there so soon, too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so premeditated, too, which is crazy.
I love that he was watching her. Loved that. So, we find out that Laurie's hiding in, like, her pantry closet. And, like, she has, like, one of those light switches they have to pull.
Yeah.
And it's just swinging, and it's making noise.
Yeah.
Michael hears it. He starts walking towards the closet. He's about to open it. We remember, Laurie's resourceful. She put that pumpkin that she had earlier in the microwave. Turned it on. The pumpkin explodes. Michael turns.
I thought that was a supper.
I think it was the pumpkin.
I thought it was a supper because Allison did the same thing earlier in the movie. Put, like, one of those microwavable suppers and it popped.
Very well could have been. I couldn't tell. All I know is that it looked orange.
Either one, pumpkin does the same thing, so it doesn't
Smart.
matter.
I mean, it was smart.
Yeah.
She's so Laurie Strode is so smart.
She's literally, like, playing fucking chess.
Yeah. So, yeah, he hears that explode. So Michael turns. As Michael turns, she busts out that closet, smacks the knife out of his hand, and they have the fight we've been longing to see for 44 years.
Yep.
There's a lot that happens here. I'm only going to go through highlights.
Okay.
Because it is a long fight scene.
This episode is pretty scary. But what's scarier is not having access to your favorite Paramount horror films like Friday the 13th, A Quiet Place, and Scream. With Paramount Plus, you have access to a mountain of entertainment, groundbreaking originals, iconic movies, hilarious reality shows, game-winning sports, and so much more. It's all here on Paramount Plus. Plans start as low as $4.99. If you bundle with Showtime, you can save up to 28%. This was a pretty intense episode, so if you need something lighthearted to distract your mind, click the link in the description below to sign up for a free trial.
So after she knocks the knife out of his hand with the fire extinguisher, they kind of slam each other around the kitchen a little bit on the counter. He throws her into the glass cabinet. He throws her to the ground, and then he starts stepping on her throat. While he's stepping on her throat, she kicks his back leg. He stumbles back. He then slams her into the fucking fridge, hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Then he grabs her again and slams her back at the sink. Laurie sees the knife in the sink, so she's like, I'm gonna grab that knife. As she's reaching for the knife, Michael grabs her hand. He moves it over to, like, the other side of the sink, uses her hand to flip on the garbage disposal, and then continues to put her hand down in there. And it hits it. It hits it a little bit. You can hear it hit her, hit her finger.
It a little bit.
Yeah. She's resourceful. She headbutts him. He falls back. He then throws her over the countertop that's, like, in the middle of their kitchen. She lands next to a knitting needle. She grabs it. She lunges up. Michael grabs the knitting needle and ends up driving it into her head. Oof. It looks painful.
Yeah.
It looks painful.
I thought that was it for her.
Me too. I did
I'm
too.
not gonna lie. I thought that it was gonna be. I thought that was curtains.
Yep. She's resourceful though. She ends up. She grabs his mask and starts fucking with it. You know, that's Michael's, like, most important thing is that mask.
He hates that shit.
Oh, bro, he hates it. So he lets go and he starts putting his mask back on. Then she stabs one of his hands into the counter. So the knife has one of his hands just pinned to the counter. So he starts reaching for her. She grabs a fucking stool and slams that shit into him. He stumbles back. She gets on top of him, pins his other hand down with her knee, takes a big kitchen knife and drives it into his chest. stops breathing for a second. Psych, he's Michael Myers. He sits back up. Laurie still has that small knife on her. As he's reaching, she takes the other knife and drives it through his other hand into the counter. Then she takes a frying pan and continues to beat that knife in, so he's pinned.
Yeah, she's like nailing it down. It's crazy.
She then takes the fridge, pushes it over on top of him, so he's trapped.
Yeah. The only thing he can move is his right leg.
Yeah, it's his right leg.
This hand's pinned. This hand's pinned. His left leg is pinned by the fridge, and he's just kicking, bro.
Yeah, he's just kicking
out. He can't reach her, and so he's just pissed.
She comes up to him, and she's like, "I've run from you. I have chased you."
Yep.
She says all this shit to him. She then comes up to him real close, and she's like, "I always thought you were the boogeyman, but you're just a man that's about to stop breathing." She stabs him in the armpit. Oof. Shit looks painful.
Yeah, it does. It was like, what? Isn't there another?
A big John gets stabbed in the armpit.
That's what it was.
But he gets stabbed on the left side, which is the heart.
Okay.
She didn't get the right side, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because she takes that knife and she fucking slits his throat.
Yes.
Shit's crazy.
It is fucking crazy. It's so intense. The ease that she slits the throat with is crazy too.
Oh yeah. But it's Michael Myers. He ends up ripping his hand out. Oh Jesus Christ! From one of the knives and grabs her by the throat.
Yeah.
And right here, I thought they were both dying.
Oh my god.
He starts squeezing. Laurie starts struggling. She starts blacking out.
Yeah.
We get some flashbacks from all the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just to end with the flashback of Allison saving Karen in 2018.
Yeah.
And Allison runs in and breaks Michael's fucking arm.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep in mind, he doesn't pull his hand out from the knife with the knife. He pulls his hand through the knife.
Through the knife.
So it's in the center of his hand, and he cuts directly through his pinky and index.
I think it's like a middle. I think it's middle. I think it's right here.
I think he goes through this, right? He goes through like 2 fingers, whatever.
Don't matter. His hand's in 2.
He turns his hand into a big like Spock hand. Like basically, that shit's disgusting. He pulls it through the knife, not out of the knife.
Yeah.
It's fucking foul.
So, his arm's broken. Allison has his hand there. And they're like, let's finish this. So they start slitting his wrists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Upwards.
Uh-huh.
And he dies.
Yeah.
He dies. Michael Myers dies.
Michael Myers is dead.
Right then and there. Frank comes running in because of the suicide call.
Yep.
He sees that Michael's dead. And he's like, wow. Yep. He's dead, Frank. And then Allison goes, not dead enough.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what they do? They take him outside. They strap him to the top of their car.
Mm-hmm.
People show out. Sheriff Barker's there.
Yep, we get a nice cameo from
We get
him
a nice-
again.
Yep,
He
and
pulls up with the
the police.
police, yeah.
And one of the police is like, this is not how we do it around here.
Yeah.
Sheriff Barker says, it is tonight.
Yep. Yeah.
It
Good
is
on him.
tonight.
Good on
he,
him.
He learned from his mistakes.
Yeah, he did. He did. It was very like lesson learned.
Yeah.
We're putting him through something.
So, they end up driving him to the junkyard.
Mm-hmm.
And people from all the previous movies show out to see him get killed.
Yep.
Sandra's there. Julian's there.
Uh-huh.
Nice little cameo. It's a few seconds, but man,
Yeah, I liked that.
it was nice.
I heard you in the theater.
I said, Julian.
Yeah, I heard you in the theater say that.
Oh, man, that was awesome. That was awesome. They end up, I guess the mob,
Yeah.
or spectators, whatever you want to call them, end up passing the body all the way up to Laurie. Allison turns on this car compactor,
Mm-hmm.
and they throw him in.
Yup. And it shows the whole fucking
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh my god.
It is foul.
It's disgusting.
It is.
shows this man getting crumbled up.
And his head pops.
Yeah, his head pops too. That's fucking nasty, bro.
Michael's gone.
Yep.
Halloween ended.
Yup.
So, we cut back to probably November 1st, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Allison's done. She leaves Haddonfield. We cut back to Laurie. She's actually finishing her memoir.
Mm-hmm.
She's added some lines that aren't as depressing
Mm-hmm.
about facing evil and moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Doorbell rings. She goes out. She sees the basket of vegetables
Mm-hmm.
and flowers. Frank Hawkins dropped that off.
Yep.
And they have this really cute moment where she's like, hey, Frank, I'd really like to see those cherry blossoms now.
Mm-hmm.
They sit on the porch. The movie ends. Same way 1978 did, where we see just still spots of where we've been.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends with Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it ended, man.
And the title card of Halloween ends.
Yeah.
Halloween fades away.
And it
so
just
it
said
says
ends. It's beautiful.
Great ending. Great way to wrap a fucking bow on that series.
Laurie got her closure. Michael's gone. You can totally tell that Hawkins and Laurie are going to end up together.
Yep.
Allison's going to go start anew. It's a
Yep.
happy ending for almost everybody.
Yeah.
Almost
Everybody that there could be at this point.
Yeah.
Gets kind of a
happy ending.
nice send off.
So Halloween Ends is a very divisive movie, I think. I do strongly feel like it's a movie John Carpenter would have made. I think that if he was the one utilizing this new trilogy and making these movies, this would have been one of the movies he made. I think it has a long and strong parts to it, but I also do understand why it got as much hate as it did. I do really wish there was more Michael in it, although all the scenes with him are very good. We do see a lot of amazing scenes, like when Michael stabs the cop for the first time and you see him just be surged with energy. It's like they're kind of explaining how killing transcends for him. I mean, he's like beat down, he's like an old dog, and then right after he gets that slash and stab in, you see him just get surged with energy. We got to see him do his iconic sit-up twice. I thought each of them were fantastic, and I'm glad they did that. I was really excited for that. I really loved Laurie in this movie. Allison, I was not a huge fan of. I could not understand her. But I liked her at the end. But throughout the movie, I just didn't really love her. The first hour of the movie just kind of felt like a CW rom-com was blooming, and I wasn't against it. But I also wanted it to be Halloween. It had a very strong opening. The whole beginning with Corey and the kid, Jeremy, oh man, it was so sad. But I mean, it's Halloween Ends. Everybody's there for that final fight, and I thought the final fight was perfectly done. It was fantastic. I know a lot of people were upset that the fight took so long to get to, but if it was just them fighting for a whole hour, like, that would just be the most boring thing ever. I think they did it the right way. The pacing was a little off, but overall, I really did enjoy the movie, and, I mean, Corey and Michael killing the doctor and the Allison's coworker, a top-notch scene for me. Michael grabbing her and slamming her against the wall, holding up his knife and looking at Corey like, this is how you do it, and then stabbing her. Earned him a head tilt. Loved it. I would give the movie just a solid 8 out of 10.
To be honest, movie's weird. It's perplexing.
Fucking weird.
They made bold choices.
Mm-hmm.
I think my expectations were so left field, and this was so right field. So I left that theater confused.
Yep.
Confused.
Yep. So the second the title card rang, I looked at Mark, and the very first thing I said was do you feel like you watched 1/3 of a movie?
Yeah,
that they shot? Because the way these scenes ran out sometimes was basically like they showed you a scene. To the viewer, it felt like I watched a scene, I missed 2, and then I watched every third scene in a movie. Because like it had kind of strange like cuts to where things were progressing very, very fast, and like sometimes things just didn't make sense to me. And like up top, I will say generally I really enjoyed this movie. Straight up, I will say. But
first viewing, I didn't.
these are just like my random little things that I had. Obviously, it's been fucking maybe 14 hours since we've seen the movie. Like, I've had a little bit of time to reflect. So I really like this movie and could potentially be my favorite Halloween movie. I will say that, and I think it probably is. I have to think a little bit, but I think it is.
Yeah, give it that time. Give it that time.
I do have to think on it, like we said, which is what we talked about before this episode. Half spoiler for the next like 10 minutes. We're not doing 1-star reviews. We're not doing full like rating systems.
Oh man, I was gonna rate it, but it's not fair to.
Yeah, I'll rate it as it stands now, and then maybe in a few weeks at the end of an episode or something, we'll come back and give it a final assessment. But we're not doing that because we just don't think
it's a movie you need to sit on.
It is, and there's just not enough information in my head right now, and I've not had enough time to think about it. And I didn't do the rewatch. Mark did the rewatch to do all of his notes and everything like that because, you know, obviously the first time we're in the theater, we just want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
We just want to have a great time. This is Mark's childhood series. Like, he just wants to complete this and live in the moment there. Work comes after that.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. I didn't get the rewatch. Mark did the rewatch. So I need to sit on it, but
do a rewatch.
I will tell you
because so much.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. When I left that theater, I was confused, perplexed, and I wasn't sure if I liked it.
I will tell you right now, I liked it when I left. However, there are complaints.
Of course there are.
There are 100% complaints, and one of those being it felt like I watched 1/3 of a movie. Second was I do not understand how quickly relationships developed, and you know what it felt like? This is a perfect example for those who get it and for those who don't. They just don't, right? If you're watching one of those like TLC shows, like 90 Day Fiance, one of those kind of things, Love Island, right? It feels like I watched episode 1 for the first 20 minutes and then went to episode 34.
Yeah.
And
their relationship blossomed way
back
too
to back.
I mean, I don't know if there.
It was that crazy love.
It really didn't tell us if there were time jumps though, because like
it didn't. It just kept going.
Yeah,
which is what confused me.
That's where I'm wondering if there were time jumps to where the relationship would have progressed, but it's hard to tell.
There definitely was one big one.
Yeah.
Because they started, and then all of a sudden there was a black screen, blue text, October 31st.
Yeah.
So I don't know when they started, but they jumped to October.
Yeah.
100%. So there was at least one time jump, but like, it's still. They were super serious before that time jump.
Yeah.
And they were serious after it, so that didn't do much for it. If they were only serious after it, I would have got it. But it was just a little.
I also think that Allison got attached to him because.
Is that crazy love?
It's like
Is that crazy love?
So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that outlandish because they both had that trauma.
Yeah.
And when you see that someone else is vulnerable like you, it's way easier to have that attraction.
100%. Because it's a crazy situation for someone in Allison's from Allison's perspective. It's crazy to have someone that actually can relate.
Yeah.
Because it's such a unique and insane situation that she was part of that she finally finds someone who actually can relate to this kind of. She thinks it's more of a relate thing. I don't think he does.
He does not.
I don't think he does because of that scene where they talked about they look at you as a survivor. They look at me as the baby killer. Not the baby killer, but the kid killer, the babysitter murderer. Like, that's how they look at me. They look at you like, aw, and they look at me like, ew. Was like how that worked. So I think he never quite got there.
No, but she did.
But she did. Yeah. I mean, from the jump, he didn't want to date.
No.
Of course he thought she was cute, but like, remember when, right at the beginning, like we talked about a long time ago in this episode, he was out there trying to fix the muffler, like trying to impress her a little bit, but then it worked, and she was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Blah, 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 let's go out sometime. And he was like, you don't want to do that. No. And then she just shows up to the shop. It was her persistence that caused this relationship.
Yeah.
He was like, nah. So there's some confusing parts. And then one thing I will we said it earlier, but it reminded me of It
Big time.
a lot. There was a lot of It and It Chapter 2 vibes as far as just general feel. Nothing actually in the movie other than the fact that Michael was in a sewer.
Yeah.
That's the only thing there. But it was basically like, I was explaining this to my girlfriend on the car ride home. Something that lacks in a lot of horror movies is when it doesn't need to be scary, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
This is a prime example of using that. A
They
lot of
used
horror
their
movies-
time to develop
Yeah.
characters, and they did a really good
They
job.
did a good job. And in a lot of horror movies, they make the mistake of when things don't necessarily need to be scary, it's still dark and ominous and scary the whole fucking time, which is good for like anticipation, but like it's a light story when they do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this did the opposite, which is I feel like what It did as well. It was bright, sunny, happy days. Then shit happened.
And it was blue outside.
Yeah. Then shit happened, and I feel like this one did the same thing, which I love. It was so modern horror movie without being cringy modern.
It was almost, it was kind of felt, I don't want to say original, but it was fresh. It was fresh,
It was very fresh.
and that's what I wanted.
Yep, because there's a lot of horror movies like Scream and things that depend on pop culture and like
Yep.
and they say random little like pop culture lines in it that make it cringy as fuck. This was a 2022 timepiece that didn't feel like it. This is everyday life.
It didn't rely on it. It didn't rely on like
Didn't
any of
rely
that
on
shit.
anything of the year, but it felt of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I felt, which was great. God, I love that. Because if they would have started saying some cringy shit, if they would have shown a fucking scene of Allison watching TikTok, I would have lost my mind. I would have left, and and my rating would be so much fucking lower if that would have happened. But they didn't, and I appreciate
I
it.
could feel the recession in that movie.
Yeah.
Like actually, it's weird. I felt like it was
Uh-huh.
this year.
It did. I enjoyed it. So that being said, I mean we've done all but. So let's just go ahead and give a rating. You can go first, and I'll follow up.
Initial viewing, 4 out of 10.
Really?
I really did not like it.
Wow. Okay.
Second
Okay.
viewing, 9 out of 10.
That's a fucking crazy jump. Okay.
You need to rewatch it. Like it's good. Once you
But
know,
the thing
once,
is I liked the
once
movie
you know
already.
what to expect, dude, it's even better.
I liked it already. So I had a good time. Honestly, and I'll say this, and I think you might agree with me or you might get angry.
Mhm.
So I think that when we go and watch movies together, it happens all the time. You walk away from that movie not liking it.
And
I walk
you
away from it
love it,
loving it. Because I think that you saying like, oh, let's not have high expectations when you walk into the movie, you say that just to say it. I don't think you do.
No, I did have high expectations for this
I-
movie, and they did actually continue to drop.
I think so. That's why when you say that, I'm like, cool. And I just don't. I erase everything from my head, and I'm just like, let's just enjoy this as content. And I think you, especially this series, 100%, are so emotionally invested in this
Oh, yeah.
series that this one I'll give you a break because you can't help it.
Yeah.
You can't help
Yeah,
being
yeah, yeah,
emotionally
yeah.
invested and having high expectations. But just in general, I think that you see things and you hear things and you take that a little more to heart than if I see things, because I'm very much like there's one-star reviews on movies that are my favorite movie.
Of course, that's every movie's like that. Every
So
movie's
like
that.
I genuinely walk into that bitch like I don't, let's see what happens, and then I think that you have a little more higher
You
expectations.
know, it was a
everything.
good movie. I was just like, I think I was just floored by what I saw,
It was a lot.
It
It was a lot
was.
to be fair.
and I think that overwhelming feeling of being that floored was what made me, what kind of
Just not
turned me
enjoy it.
off.
Okay.
But when I watched it this morning, I loved every minute of it.
Yeah. I loved it, and this is
What would you rate it out of 10?
okay. So my rating.
And this is subject to change over time because we did see it last night.
Yeah, we did. So I'm gonna say a confident 8.7,
8.7.
8.7 to 8.9.
And that's before your rewatch.
This is before my rewatch because I just genuinely enjoyed this movie. During watching it, I was even thinking like, this is going to be probably the only Halloween that I would put on at my own accord.
Yeah.
All the other ones, cool. They're fine. I like them. I'm not as invested in the Halloween franchise as you are.
Mhm.
So it would never occur to me to put one on. But this one I loved so much, and I liked how fresh it was, that I honestly can see myself being like, oh, this is a great rewatch.
Like you would
On
maybe watch it every October.
In my own time. Yeah. Just by myself. I could
Alright.
easily see myself putting this one on. Because it was so different. It was such a cool, different concept that
I was a big fan of the Corey Michael mentorship going on.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that we were all fucking wrong.
Yeah.
We were all wrong about the fact that it was going to be a copycat killer. However, you were 100% correct in saying that's not Michael in the trailer.
Yeah. Oh,
When
I
we
could
watched
tell.
it for the first time.
I could tell.
Yeah. Which is very cool. So, 9,
9.
8.9, or 8.7 to 8.9, somewhere in there. I'll just, I'll say 8.8, just to split the difference and just have a subtle or a definite rating. 8.8, 8.8, and a 9. It's a very good movie. Is that the highest that I've rated anything on the show?
You
Maybe
rated 2018 pretty high. I don't remember.
2018 might have been, I think, like an 8.5.
There was one 9. Maybe the OG Halloween was maybe a 9.
Maybe. No, because I liked 18 more than the OG.
Because you gave one of the Halloweens a 9. So
Yeah.
probably 18.
I think it was 18. 18 was my favorite one. Kills was much less.
Kills was so fun though.
It was fun, but it was just not what I needed.
But this
This was just
Ends
good.
is different.
Yeah.
It's a beast on its own.
It really is. It's different, bro. You just gotta look at it.
Don't go in expecting to see your classic Halloween movie. If you are going to see it, I mean, if you're listening to this, I hope you've already seen it. If not, we just spoiled the entire movie.
Yeah.
I really think that's it for today's episode.
It is.
I enjoyed it on my second watch. First one, I was real perplexed and confused on what I saw. So you know what? If you're feeling that way, go watch it again, knowing what you know.
100%. It's definitely worth a rewatch. It's definitely worth a few viewings.
I agree. I agree.
Understand it.
Well, yeah, as per usual, follow our social medias for exclusive content. Check out our YouTube. Donate if you want. You know the fucking drill.
Yep, you know the drill. Thank you for doing our Halloween October.
Yes, thank you
This
for
is
joining
the
us.
last episode of our October.
No,
Of our whole Halloween.
this is the last episode of our Halloween marathon. We had a real good time doing it.
Halloween
I
marathon,
hope
yeah.
you've enjoyed the content. We've extended our episodes for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We had a real good time, and we hope you guys did too.
Yep. Next week.
Next week, we will be doing our very first live stream.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's going to be on Facebook and TikTok, we believe, at the moment, is what
Yeah.
we're going for. If you guys like us, if you guys enjoy us, come hang out. It's going to be Wednesday.
Oh, I got some requests. That totally reminds me. I had somebody DM me and request me things. Yeah. Of what we should talk about real quick, and I think we should definitely talk about it.
Okay. What
This comes from someone named Davis.
Okay.
Okay. And Davis wants to know, after watching Halloween Ends, what's your favorite singular scene between the canon Halloween movies? So 1978, 2018, Kills, and Ends.
My favorite one overall in the entire movie.
Yeah, and the entire canon
Shit. Okay.
series.
All right. If you have one, you can go. I'll think.
That's tough.
It's very tough.
Because all 4 of those movies are so different.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it would really just depend on what I wanted to see.
I promise you it's not coming from Kills. Mine. I promise you mine's not coming from Kills, and I promise you it's not coming from 78.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's coming from 18 or
Ends.
100%. And fuck you. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly. And you know what? Fuck me, because it is from Kills.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Michael kicking the door, and she goes like this with the gun and shoots herself in the fucking head. That is my favorite fucking moment in every Halloween movie I've ever seen.
My jaw was on the floor for that scene.
My jaw was on the fucking floor. And it's honestly, a lot of things in Ends come close, but that is still my favorite kill.
Yeah, it's great.
That's still my favorite kill, and there's a tough battle for second now. Even though I think it's the blowtorch.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to go with that final fight. It ends.
It ends. Okay.
With it. Actually, the last 20 minutes of ends,
Of course.
including Corey coming in.
Of course.
I
mean,
think
it's
that
so-
that was so intense. I was on the edge of my seat, and I really enjoyed what I saw.
Oh, 100%.
All the way to the end, to the procession where they
Yeah.
destroyed Michael's body.
Yep.
So that was his first question.
Okay.
His next question, funny enough, is rank all the Halloween movies, including Rob Zombie's ones from best to worst. Davis, we will be doing that on our live stream. That was already scheduled before you even asked this, so tune into that to find out.
That's crazy. Okay, cool.
A character you wish had stayed alive longer.
Oscar. Next.
Easy.
Next.
Oscar.
Next.
Oscar. Do actors count? Because Donald Pleasance.
Yeah.
If not, Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscar. A character you'd wish died sooner and why?
Sooner.
I don't. Sartain.
I guess Sartain.
Dr.
Yeah.
Sartain, baby.
I guess Sartain. But I'm gonna say, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna say, Doyle.
Tommy Doyle. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I wish he would have died sooner because it would have prevented a lot of like the mass hysteria in the movie.
I agree. Actually, that's
Doyle.
really nice.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Yep. That's my answer for that.
Okay,
And then we got
he has one more
One more?
question here. Favorite Michael mask from a singular scene. From a singular scene.
I know mine actually.
Go ahead.
It's when after he takes the mask from Michael and he's climbing in the sewer and you can see it smacking into the sewer drain over and over again like that.
Yeah.
Like just because he's crawling. I like that one a lot. I like the way that they shot that like as like going by.
You want to know my favorite scene with the mask?
Hmm.
It's Halloween Kills when Karen takes it. And she's out there with it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
That.
I think
And all the way up to when he puts it back on. With the mom.
I was just gonna say no, not even that one. I was gonna say in 2018, putting it on in the trunk.
Yeah.
Of like that first back on because it was such like a welcome back moment.
Yeah.
That just has an impact because of that reason, but it's not really like the coolest.
That kill scene was so intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
Halloween Kills, the scene where Karen grabs his mask, all the way up to when he puts it back on, is my favorite singular Michael Myers mask moment.
Cool. I'm gonna say the trunk one. It's just a little more iconic.
Yeah.
From-
No, that's
from
super
22.
iconic. Super
Yeah.
iconic.
Yep. All right. Well.
But yeah, that covers everything. Your name and our goodbye speech. Davis, thank you for your questions.
Yes, thank
if
you, man.
anybody else has questions, please feel free to reach out to us on social media like he did. I don't know Davis. Davis found me, bro. And I found Davis.
Yes. Make sure to tune into our live stream. That is gonna be next week. That is gonna be on Wednesday at 7
PM.
o'clock.
Yes.
7
So,
o'clock on Wednesday.
when this airs,
yes, it'll be next week.
it'll be tomorrow.
Oh,
Next
fuck,
week
will
for
it really?
us.
Oh, shit,
Tomorrow.
it will
So
be.
guys, tune in tomorrow at 7
Yeah,
p.m.
oh my
to
God.
see our live stream. We'll be coming live from the studio. We're gonna have some special guests.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a really good time.
That is going to be a really good time, guys. So make sure to see us tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Tune in on Facebook. I'm sure we'll figure out a way to send you guys alerts.
Yeah.
We're going to mass blast that shit on social media, so I'm sure you'll be able to see it. If you have to work, call off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
In
right,
the meantime, in between time.
yeah. Meantime, we'll see you.
Yeah, we'll see ya. We'll see ya.
All right. See you tomorrow, guys.